She dated Brad Pitt. And then she walked away. Long before he became one of Hollywood's biggest names, Christina Applegate made a decision that still surprises people decades later. And what followed? Years of silence. Back in the late 1980s, both Christina Applegate and Brad Pitt were young, rising actors trying to make their mark. They were photographed together. They attended events. And for a moment they looked like another promising Hollywood couple. Then came the MTV Movie Awards. For years, rumors swirled that Applegate showed up with Pitt, only to leave with another man. Tabloids turned it into a dramatic headline. The narrative stuck. But the full story wasn't quite that explosive. Christina later clarified that she did attend the event with Brad, but she ended up leaving with someone else because she realized something important that night. It wasn't about humiliation. It wasn't about revenge. It was about clarity. She knew the relationship wasn't right. That decision may seem small now, but consider the context. Brad Pitt hadn't yet exploded into superstardom. He wasn't the global icon we recognize today. He was talented, yes, but still climbing. Christina, on the other hand, was already well known for her role on Married with Children. Their careers were moving in different rhythms. And sometimes timing changes everything. After the breakup, something interesting happened. They didn't publicly feud. They didn't throw subtle shade in interviews. There were no dramatic call-outs. Instead, there was distance. Years went by without any sign they were in contact. No red carpet reunions. No nostalgic what-if interviews. Just two lives moving in completely separate directions. Meanwhile, Brad Pitt's career skyrocketed. The 1990s turned him into a leading man powerhouse. Thelma Louise, Legends of the Fall, Fight Club, Seven. The name alone became a brand. His relationships with Gwyneth Paltrow, Jennifer Aniston, and later Angelina Jolie dominated headlines. And somewhere in that timeline the story quietly shifted. Instead of Christina Applegate broke up with Brad Pitt, it became she dumped Brad Pitt before he was famous. The tone changed. Suddenly it sounded like a shocking miscalculation. But was it? Christina never framed it as regret. In fact, when she's spoken about it years later, her tone has been calm, almost amused. No bitterness. No longing. Just honesty. And her own journey hasn't exactly been quiet. From comedy success to dramatic roles, Applegate built a respected career. Then, in recent years, she revealed her multiple sclerosis diagnosis. The news shocked fans. She stepped back from certain projects, opened up about the physical and emotional toll, and showed a vulnerability many hadn't seen before. That resilience added a new layer to how people viewed her. Looking back at the Pitt relationship now feels almost like a footnote. But it still fascinates people because of what Brad Pitt eventually became. There's something about the idea of walking away from someone before the world realizes their value. Feels dramatic. Cinematic. But relationships aren't stock investments. Christina has never suggested she made the wrong choice. If anything, the years of silence between them suggest closure happened long ago. No messy public revisits. No attempts to capitalize on the story. Just two people who dated briefly in their 20s, and then moved on. And maybe that's the real twist. In Hollywood, where exes often resurface for headlines or nostalgia interviews, this story stayed surprisingly quiet. No dramatic reunion. No we're friends now photo ops. Just distance. Sometimes the loudest statement is the one you never make. Christina Applegate didn't talk to Brad Pitt for years after their breakup. Not because of drama, not because of scandal, but because life simply moved forward. And in an industry obsessed with reconnecting the past, that kind of finality is almost rare. Different paths, different destinies, and maybe exactly the right timing for both.